Hello everyone, welcome again in Eng-Man YouTube channel. So in this video, we will do a podcast. All right, so a friend asked as a fresh graduate, if we want to start a career in reservoir engineering, what should we do? All right, that's a very interesting question and maybe it's quite difficult. First, we need to realize that it's not that easy in this time being to find a job in petroleum engineering area, whether it's about reservoir engineering, drilling engineering, or production engineering, or surface facilities engineering. It's not that easy, but sometimes we can find job openings in reservoir engineering or petroleum field engineering. So let's be optimistic and let's talk about it. So if we want to start or if you want to get a job in reservoir engineering, of course, the first thing that we need to do is to find one, right? To find a vacancy that opens for reservoir engineering. So you need to, maybe you need to log in into your LinkedIn, or maybe, yeah, you can use many platforms to find job in reservoir engineering, in petroleum engineering. So, right. And also you can open the websites from companies, oil and gas companies, and maybe there you can find openings in for junior reservoir engineering expertise, right? So that's the first thing that you need to do. You need to find a platform that can inform you in timely manner. Yeah, we have reservoir engineering vacancy right now. All right, that's the first thing that you can do. And the second one is, of course, you need to prepare the best CV that you can make, right? The curriculum vitae or resume, something like that. And within your CV, you need to write something like, I can do this software and this software. And of course, if you're interested in reservoir engineering, you need to show to the hiring manager or to the ones who will read your CV that you can do many reservoir engineering software. Of course, the in my opinion, the most important software for reservoir engineering is reservoir simulation. All right, static modeling and dynamic modeling, but dynamic modeling is more important than static modeling, because static modeling will be the expertise of geophysicists and geologists. But for reservoir engineering, we are more concentrated on the dynamic simulation. All right. So if you can do something like T-Navigator or Petrel RE, the Eclipse or CMG, then you need to show and you need to highlight that on your CV, right? So simulation software, that's very important if you want to get a job in reservoir engineering. And also software for pressure transient analysis, because pressure transient analysis is the expertise area of reservoir engineering. Drilling engineer cannot do that. Production engineer might not be able to do pressure transient analysis, right? This is the ownership of reservoir engineer, pressure transient analysis. So if you want to get a job, maybe you can learn about using Kappa Sapphire, right? This is a pressure transient analysis software, or maybe Pensys. You can start learning about those software. And maybe better, if you want to be better, and you can do well modeling, right? Performing nodal analysis, it will give you a better edge, right? Of course, nodal analysis should be done by production engineer, not reservoir engineer. But as a reservoir engineer, if you understand about nodal analysis, that will be very good. So if you can do well modeling using pipe sim or prosper or well flow, you can learn about that. You, maybe I can say, you must learn those software, and you must write on your CV, right? And before we forget about that, of course, as a reservoir engineer, you need to learn about material balance. And one of the most popular software for material balance modeling is, of course, Embal from Petex. So you can learn this software, MBAL, Embal, and you exercise, and then you write on your CV. This is the list of software that I can do, like reservoir simulation. I can use this thing and this one and this one. For material balance analysis, I can use Embal, for example, or maybe other software, right? And for pressure transient analysis, I can use this one. I can do that. And for nodal analysis, for well modeling, I can do this thing, and this thing, right? So you can do that. And if you are not familiar with that, during the time of waiting for the job, I recommend you to learn about it. You can open Eng-Man, the channel, my channel, and you can learn many things from that. The tutorials for pipe sim, for Prosper, for Embal, for Kappa Sapphire, you can learn about that. And maybe it will be better also if you can take some courses regarding that software, maybe, and you can get certificate, and then you can write on your CV again. And you can also take other courses, uh, a bit more general, maybe course on reservoir engineering, quite general, right? But that's okay. And maybe a course on pressure transient analysis, a course on fundamental of reservoir simulation. You can use your money efficiently, effectively by taking those courses, right? So those things I recommend it for you to do. So the first thing, you need to find a platform that can inform you that you have job opening for a software engineering area. And the second one, you need to prepare a good CV that highlights your ability to use some software. And the third one is, of course, you need to learn about the software. Of course, you need to be familiar with that software. You can make yourself confident to say to the interviewer that, yes, I can do this thing. I can do pipe sim, I can do T navigator, I can do CMG, right? Because as reservoir engineer, doing software is really a good thing for reservoir engineering, right? And maybe if you did final assignment during your candidature, if you did final assignment on reservoir engineering cases, and you need to write on your CV, you can give a brief description that this is my project, reservoir engineering project, about maybe simulation or well test analysis, and so on and so forth. All right. And I don't recommend you to wait too long. If there is vacancy for field engineer, petroleum engineer, production engineer, you can take that. You can take that, right? And if you are accepted, if you are hired by the company, and you start doing the job, and later on you can decide, you can talk to your manager that, sir, I still love to do reservoir engineering. So if it is possible, I would love to be transferred from this particular position to reservoir engineering position, right? So don't limit yourself to this very specific area, very specific position for the time being, because you are still a fresh graduate, right? So I think for now, that's all that I can recommend you. And maybe if there are something more that I can talk about, I will I will make another podcast on the future, in the future, right? So that's all. I hope it is useful for you. I wish the best for you and thank you so much for listening. See you again in the next Eng-Man podcast. All right. Thank you.